Hey y'all, this is Coach in the Fight here, looking at the Third Testament of the Bible. We got Christian here. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
And we're looking at the Third Testament in the Bible, particularly because Christian has some questions. You want to tell them about your questions, Chris?
The questions are, how do you seek the kingdom of heaven, and how do you show that you're seeking the kingdom?
We are, having, some a lot of discussions around our family about becoming spiritualized. We're starting to understand what the scripture means when it says that, some people will be taken and some people will be left. Well, that's an uncomfortable position, as you can imagine, inside of a family group. So we are striving, and some people have been taken out of a family, some people are left. We're trying to come back for the ones that's left, so we're trying to get a solid grasp on what they need to do, what we need to do, whatever, what everybody needs to do. So we're going to look through here. This is the Third Testament of the Bible, and there was one word that I wanted to bring out specifically, and that was the word merits. And it's because in the Third Testament is the first place we hear about merits and what they are, and we're going to go along with it. This is something we're actually putting together a class, and so but we're going to let you partake in the Bible study as we put it together. So we're going to go down through it, okay?
All right.
We're going to let you do a lot of the reading, Chris, if you don't mind. All right, now the way I'm going to do this is we've already gone through and looked for every time that the word merit was listed. Now we need to find in the Third Testament where is it where did we highlighted is what we did. So we just need to find the highlighted versions. Well, let's let you go ahead and read it. Start there in verse 8.
In the perfect mansion, there is for each spirit a place that waits it in time.
Right, now you remember that the Messiah said he was going to build many mansions. So that's what we're talking about. How do we get into these mansions?
Or in eternity, the arrival of its possessor. One by one.
Talking about us. Okay, and this is why nobody knows the day or the hour of the, so-called, called away or, the change, because what he says is one by one. Go ahead.
You shall come to my kingdom.
Wait a minute now, we're talking about the kingdom of heaven. Remember the Messiah said the kingdom of heaven is at hand. If there was some event that we was waiting for the next 2,000 years, what sense would it make for him to say that it was at hand right now? And this kingdom was available then, it's available now, and what we're working on here in this particular video is how do we get there? How do we find it?
On the ladder of love, charity, faith, and merit.
Now notice he said the word ladder there, and that's great that he said ladder, because we're going to see some stuff dealing with Jacob's ladder, and that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. Now he says love, he says charity, he says faith, and he says merit. Now for love, charity, and faith and merit, if I wanted to find out about that, where would I go, Chris?
You'd have to go to Hermas.
You don't have to go to Hermas, but you say, where would I go? I will go to Hermas, because that's where all of it is located. You can find out about love, charity, faith, find out all throughout the Old Testament, New Testament, even the Third Testament. But I promise you, if I wanted to learn about love, charity, and faith real quick, like in a battle zone type situation, I needed to send me some faith bullets somewhere or some charity mortars. I will grab the book of Hermas, because it does. Not only does it go through it in a lot of detail, but it's right in one convenient location, and it has its other 9 other sisters with her.
Right.
There's 9 other virtues that go along. Faith, charity, and love are only 3 of the 12 virtues that we teach here at Hermas Academy. But now, what about this one called merit?
Well, that shows a sort of reward.
Well, and sort of reward. Let's look at the synonyms. It says value, worth, quality, excellence, distinction, virtue, importance, or weight. Now, we're talking about merit, and the reason why I want to bring it out is because we didn't hear a lot about merit in Hermas or the Old Testament or the New Testament or pseudepigraphically in nowhere. We ain't heard nothing about no merits, but we're about to find out here, as it's saying that it's important as far as coming to the kingdom of heaven, right?
Right.
So becoming spiritualized or getting that change in a moment of what some people consider rapture. This is important stuff. So we're going to learn about these merits. Let's find another good one, y'all. Okay, Chris, this sounds like a good one. Go ahead and read it.
I inspire you to earn merit, not for you to be moved by selfish interest in
Okay. It's talking about earning merits and how he says we have to earn these merits. Now this, I think, can help us bring out the point that, we said, a few minutes ago that a merit was just like something like a token or something like something of value, something like a gift. But, it's a little bit confusing for me because I know that, a love is a merit. I get merits by doing charity, and I get, the merits by having faith. What it seems like to me is if I take a whole bunch of my faith tokens and I take a whole bunch of my love tokens and a whole bunch of my charity tokens that I've accumulated throughout the day and put those all together in a big old 5-gallon bucket, I have now got a bucket of merits. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's talking about earning merits here. Let's go ahead and read this one.
I inspire you to earn merit, not for you to be moved by selfish interest in your own salvation.
Yeah, so he's saying not for selfish interest, not to gain stuff for yourself, but go ahead.
But for you to act thinking of your brothers. In generations yet to come, whose pleasure will be great when they find the road prepared by those who went first.
All right, so let me see, is this a good, do we want to keep this one here? I don't know, do we want to keep this one? Yeah, we want to keep it because it's saying I inspire you to gain merits. Go ahead and read, Chris.
This is the third era in which your spirit from the earth may begin to dream of great knowledge and higher dwelling places.
Sure you are. You are absolutely are. If you don't believe it, go in YouTube and put in the word rapture dreams. Search the word YouTube for the rapture dreams, and you will hear several people doing just that who have taken the time to upload their videos of their dreams, and these dreams are awesome. These people are really seeing some higher dwelling places. Let me put it that. Go ahead, Chris.
For he who upon departing this world bears his spirit the knowledge of what he will find and the development of his spiritual gifts.
Okay, now notice he said development of spiritual gifts. Go ahead, Chris.
Shall pass through many worlds without stopping in them until arriving to that which, through his merits, it corresponds to him to inhabit.
But this is pointing right back to what we mentioned earlier, where he said we had to gain merits. Now notice here that the level of merits that you gain puts you in the particular mansion that you will be in. Notice that?
Yep.
Kind of like the more merits you go, the higher the mansions. This is the next one. What is it talking about? Filled with the wisdom. Matter of fact, let's let you go and start here in 19, Chris. We'll see what it says.
And after losing themselves in sin, from so many struggles and vicissitudes and much wandering, the spirits will come before me, filled with wisdom through their experience.
Go ahead.
Purified by pain.
Go ahead.
Elevated by their merits.
Go ahead.
Weary from their long pilgrimage.
Go ahead.
But simple and joyful as children.
So now part of these merits is a huge part of it. Now we may end up going back and doing a whole class on that section because you see right here we're about to end up in another section. So let's find the next one. This one is a highlighted one. Start right there at 24, Chris.
While the spirit is united with the material body, it is unaware of the merits it has achieved in past lives.
Now, notice here that you've attained merits in past lives. So, Christian, we were talking about this yesterday, how you are a lot farther along in the spiritual walk from birth than even I was. Way along further, and you could tell, how how mature you are. Even when you was a baby, we could tell this. Well, you gained those merits in your past lives. You may not be aware. You remember any of them? You remember any other merits?
No.
It says we can't remember any of the past lives, but we still have, merits that we've gained from those. So we're going to go ahead and leave those there. Leave that one there highlighted. Let's go on. Alright, here's another one dealing with merits. This is about merits. Start right there, right here, Chris.
The spirit knows that it has been sent to different worlds to journey over a difficult path, and has to reach its reward through its merits.
Right. I'm going to take this one off. I'm not going to highlight this one because we're trying to make the final presentation as concise as possible. But yeah, what it says, reach its reward through its merits. So I'm hoping you're learning the importance of this merit stuff. And what did we talk about there earlier? The collection of our good deeds. But let's not pigeonhole ourselves. Maybe the scripture is going to define it more or define it better. So let's see. Let's jump down here. We're moving. Alright, now find another one. And this one has 2 merit sections in it. Look like they're pretty big. Matter of fact, it's a lot of merit sections. Let's just start right here. 31.
It is then with this preparation humility appears, and the desire to return to the roads abandoned to erase the stains incurred. Repair the errors and earn true merit before the Father.
Okay, now notice the importance of the word merit here. You want me to read some or you want to keep going?
I'll keep going.
Go 32.
It is necessary to explain these things to humanity.
Yeah, because we got to know this. We have to know this. Go ahead.
For that they may understand that the material life is an opportunity.
Go ahead.
For men to earn their merit for their spirits.
Alright, so it's an opportunity down here. Go ahead.
Merit which elevate them until they deserve a dwelling place of higher spirituality.
Notice the word deserve there. Deserve, right? It says the merits which evaluate them until they deserve. So you have to get so many merits. I used to tell my wife this thing is like a game show. But like a game show, like a video game where you're going through life collecting these things. Well, and that's how I told her, collecting these things. Now I could change it and say you're collecting merits. It's like a video game that you're running through life collecting merits. Just like them little gold rings or brass rings in Sonic the Hedgehog. You got to grab as many of them things as you can. Chang-a-lang-a-lang-a-lang-a-lang. We should get the Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack, so or the sounds from that, so we can make those symbolize the gaining of these merits, because you got to get them. Cha-ching. Go ahead.
Wherein again they must earn merit in order to avoid becoming stagnant.
Yeah. So once we get to the higher plane, so you can imagine the merits are the rungs on the ladder, and you climbing the ladder, struggling, and you're in pain, and all of this stuff, gaining your merit so you can get up to the top. But once you get up to the top and get to this place, it's like, whew, but you're looking, and you got some more ladder rungs to climb.
Right. And to continue climbing step by step, for in my Father's house are many mansions.
Right. So so in order to attain these mansions, we have to have the ladder rungs to get there. The mansions are there. The kingdom of heaven is there. The mansion is there. The kingdom of heaven is there. I repeat that over and over for rote memory. The mansions are here. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. What's missing? The ladder rung. Well, go ahead. You was gonna say it, what you? The ladder rungs. Yeah, we're missing the rungs. Okay. Go ahead and read 33 until you see a good stopping place.
These merits you earn through love.
Love?
As the eternal law of the Father has told you.
Right. So, what did we say that the merits, what did we say it was? Love,
charity and faith.
But there are probably other things. Like I said, we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves unless it doesn't tell us anything else. If it doesn't tell us anything else, pretty much love, charity, and faith is what we have to go on so far. So let's go on.
You may doubt all that I tell you, yet that valley was truly your dwelling place when you were a spirit.
Yeah, see, this book tells you where you were before you was even born, yo. Go ahead.
You were dwellers in the mansion in which you did not know pain.
So we were already in a mansion. So when you think of a mansion, you think of a spiritual dwelling place. And this is a mansion that we're in now. This is a mansion right here. It's just a material mansion. But before you got your material mansion, you was right there where he's talking about. Go ahead.
In which you felt the glory of the Father in your being.
So you was in a joyful state, but watch this. Go ahead.
For there was no stain in it. Nonetheless, you had earned no merits.
No merits. Go ahead.
It was necessary that you had that you leave heaven.
That you come down here. It was necessary that you leave heaven, okay, meaning the spiritual mansion,
and descend to the world, so that your spirit, by its own efforts, conquers that kingdom.
Now, I could imagine, guys, I'm in the fight, which means, I get to interact with a lot of people that ask a lot of questions, and people really want to know the story of Adam and Eve and what all of that was. Well, here's what you have. When Adam was kicked out of the Garden of Eden, you could very well, I guess he was the very first person that made this descent. That was the descent. And we have been descending ever since. The only difference between Adam and the rest of us is that we never got to see, in our own lifetime, the spiritual mansion. Adam was the only person that was aware of his previous spiritual mansion. Why? Because he got himself kicked out. He got us kicked out too. So.
When you achieve enough merits that will make your spirit worthy of living in dwellings which you are more perfect than the one which you now live.
Yeah. So, you see the importance? Right? It's the same thing over and over. That's why we chose this word, or why we're doing it like this, because it seems like the merits are the most important thing, does it?
Yeah.
I don't want to pigeonhole myself yet, but
Just like talking about the game, if you collect enough before the end of the game, then you get a different ending.
Well, you gotta have so many tokens to go up against the bad guy at the end. If you ain't got enough merits to go up against the bad guy at the end, you're gonna get recycled. And you hit the reset button and you're gonna start this game all over again. For some of you, 1,000 years later, you get to wait on reserve, waiting for everybody else to get their turn, and you ain't gonna get another turn to play this game for another 1,000 years, and then we'll see. Then you're gonna get your merits. Then you're gonna get your rings that time, because it's just gonna be so easy. You know what I mean? The biggest problem with merits nowadays is, Coach in the Fight gains a lot of merits, but I promise you, I uses them up really quickly. I'm probably in a negative merit right now. I probably need to go run out and do some good deeds. Yeah, but that's how it works. All right, let's look right here. Go to 2.
God permits this because where there is no struggle, there is no merits.
No merits. So we had to leave. Remember, we said we had to descend from heaven just to gain these merits. So, wasn't no struggling up there. You had to come down here and get some struggling. Go ahead.
And this is what you need in order to ascend along the spiritual path.
Right, merits to ascend along the spiritual path. Now, part of my testimony was this was a huge thing on how I ended up getting spiritualized. Was I did some good deeds for some fatherless children, and it was after that I was even introduced to this book at all. It's like this was my gift for doing a good deed. I know this is a pretty big gift for such a little task, but thank you.
What would be the merit of the children of God if they did not struggle?
Right. So now it's going to get into a different kind of stuff, and we should, question whether we're going to keep a lot of these kind of verses in here, because it's talking about free will here. It's saying, what good is it if you didn't have free will? People question, why did the Lord give us free will? Because, how can you gain merits if you're a robot? This computer ain't gaining now merit. I promise you, it ain't gaining now merit, because a human made it do everything it's capable of doing. It cannot do anything on its own. You know what I'm saying? If I hit it with a hammer and then it start to produce some, some of these fancy calculations, then it start gaining some merit. But it ain't gonna do that. It's just gonna die and be done with it. Let's go on with this. All right, let's read this one. Start at 22.
The ordeals you encounter along your path have not happened by chance. I have allowed them so that you can earn merits.
Right. So the ordeals, I'm gonna leave this one in here because he said he did it on purpose. He says he gives us opportunities on purpose, and you can imagine, somebody's tire just blew out on the side of the road, just so you can stop and help them.
Just so happens, not really. Not really just so happens.
No, it wasn't an accident. It was put there. It was put there so you could gain some merits. It may be put there to help her drain a little bit of the cup of her bitterness, and they're crying on the side of the road, wish somebody would help me. But you know what I'm saying? So, the Lord, he's good at knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone, boy. I believe he wanted to make that up. All right, look here. Making of the dwelling. Go ahead.
Making of it a dwelling of love and peace, as well as their spirits be forged in the struggle to come, by merit, to dwell in the light of the kingdom of perfection.
So you want to go to the kingdom of perfection? You better be getting some merits, Maybe we can put up a class on, what can we do? Maybe, what can we do to gain, specifically, what can we do? Is it cutting the lady's lawn and, go sit with her in our house and, just see how she's doing? What did you do yesterday, Chris? I think you picked the fan up and took it from one place in the house and, put it in a place in the house that, would have actually made her a little bit cooler.
Right.
You think that was a merit?
I believe so.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's a little old lady, you saved her the opportunity. Not only did you save her, having to get up and move the fan and, run the risk of falling and all that kind of stuff, but, you let her know, that people love her, that people are actually looking out for her, because in the climate and environment we live in now, it's like, if grandma ain't got a few dollars, I ain't moving that fan, you know what I'm saying? She ain't paid me last time. You're supposed to laugh or something, boy. This is Chris, y'all. Y'all welcome Chris to the show. This is hopefully one of his first shows, not one of his only shows. But we're going down through the book looking for some highlighted parts for merits. Let's go ahead. Let's read right there with the big old if.
If I were to grant my light to you without you having achieved merits, you would glorify yourselves and become lost in your vanity, and your knowledge would be false.
Let's start here. You got another if. Go ahead.
If you accept your sufferings and with patience drain the cup.
See now. This is where old coach gets in trouble, because you know what I'm saying. I'll drain the cup a little bit, but I'll fill it right back up. Go ahead.
I can tell you truly that your merits will not be sterile.
All right. So now, you're saying if you do this, then your merits won't be sterile. So, to think about this a little bit, you could imagine if you go up there, and you going up there to grandma's house to, move her fan or whatever to gain some merits, but you got an attitude and you slamming the fan all over the place. Hey, believe y'all treat me like this. Same way your daddy act. If you act like I act, then you know what I'm saying, your marriage won't be sterile. So I could say up now, I can go in and basically start gaining some more merits. I need some more merits. I'm getting some right now, actually. I think. I hope. Let's go. Don't we think about it too much. Saturday, I might should be on the bed laying down somewhere. Go ahead, Chris.
Do not be satisfied with your first works, believing that you have earned sufficient merit for the perfection of your spirit.
Yeah, don't rest on your leaves, I believe is what it's saying. Because, so what? What have you done for me lately? You didn't say, I used to do so and so and so and so, but it's like that 5-gallon bucket has a big hole in it, guys. And when we sure I may put all my meds in there, but they're gonna leak out over time. If I don't keep putting them in, then I ain't gonna have nothing, So I can't just say, I got plenty of meds in my 5-gallon bucket, because you're gonna go back and you're gonna open that bucket and it's gonna be empty. Then you're gonna be in trouble. All right, let's see. Start right there at the big butt, Chris. No, do it. Start up there at 102.
Do not forget that the love of the Father pardons you, but the stain remains inscribed on your spirit in spite of the pardon, and that you will have to cleanse it through merits, returning the love that pardoned you.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to cleanse through merits the stains and stuff. So I mean, this class is about merits, guys. It's a little bit impromptu or whatever, but you can see the point of why we're doing this. And hopefully you can see the point.
Only I know the true merit or value of your works.
Yeah, we don't know. We sometimes see, we live in a backwards world, and so where we think money is God and that kind of thing. So we don't really understand our merits when we do a good deed. You walk up to somebody and give them $5, you think you've done a huge thing. Whereas, as the person is going into the store to buy the food, somebody else comes in and holds the door for them. Which one done the actual bigger thing? You don't really know, do you? You know, he says that money is actually the least, cash is actually the least thing you could actually do for a person. That's like the sorriest gift you can give them is some money. So so if we believe the third testament to be true, so you know which one has done the bigger deed? The one that gave him the money to buy the food, or the one that held the door for him so he can go in and get the food? That gets a little complicated. We done with this one? Keep going.
No. For not even you yourselves may judge them.
We can't judge them. Go ahead.
At times, a petty achievement seems very grand to you, and other times you are not even aware that the merit of an act has reached me.
Yeah, you don't even know you did something good. You might have just walked up and gave somebody a hug and just saved 1 million people's lives, because that person was about to go slam off, and you might have saw him and said, "Hey, how you doing? You all right? You doing okay? Come here, let me hug you for a minute." Let's go right here at 135, Chris.
Know, disciples, that the goal of your search is that spiritual state which pain cannot reach, and the state is reached by merit, by struggle, through trial, sacrifice, and reunification.
Okay, now here go some more words we definitely need to add to our list of stuff. Well, we have love, charity, and faith, but I believe, and we may have to look at this more closely, but I believe we need to add these words too, like struggle, trial, sacrifice, reunification. What do you think?
Yeah.
You sure? Now, I heard a little bit of hesitation. Don't be a yes man now. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? We'll do it later. We'll look at it later. Let's you see what I mean though?
Yes.
Maybe there's bullets where you've already up to, you got 3 virtues, and then you got three struggles or whatever, and you make a list. We'll keep going. Let's see. But stay right there at the big old if, Chris.
If you practice forgiveness,
there's another word.
You will achieve merits.
Alright, so there go another word we need to add. Keep going.
And when you enter the kingdom of heaven, you will see those on earth who helped you to evolve.
Right, talking about the haters, I believe. Hey, how's the way help you to evolve? By being nice to you and bringing you cookies? No,
causing you to earn merit.
Causing you to earn merit. What we said a few minutes ago, causing some of that struggle and that pain and that hardship. There you go. Yeah, so what he said, when you finally get there, you're going to look back at them haters and say, you know what?
Thank you.
Thank you. It's when you're going to throw that football on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Do the wildest touchdown dance you ever seen in your life. Alright, looks like the greatest merit. Read that at 2:18.
If it is necessary that you learn to ask, to wait, and to receive, that you never forget to give what I have conceded to you. That is what contains the greatest merit.
Yeah, Christian, he hasn't read, any of this before, y'all. So, we could have had a better show if we had read ahead of time. And, but that's not what we do. This is Hermas Academy. We are impromptu. Unscripted, we don't care. What you gonna do? Well, the thing about it, being a Bible-based ministry, we don't need editors because we don't tell lies, right? All right, start right there at 2:30, Chris.
Recognize that this journey is for the purpose of earning sufficient merit before God to convert your spirit from innocent and simple to a great spirit of light at the right hand of the Father.
Right hand, meaning, you know what? But yeah, so what is it saying here? It says purpose of earning sufficient merit before God to convert your spirit from innocent and simple to great, full of light. On the right hand, so you want to be strong with the Lord. You need some marriage, right?
Right.
You can go find some marriage, right? So this is a wealth. That's why I love the Third Testament. Is because a lot of this play crazy is going away. People sitting around, I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm doing the best I can. You ain't doing that.
You gotta earn the merit.
Yeah. So and we learn that you earn a marriage, and then you start getting patience, power, continence, and faith. All right, start where you want to start, Chris.
Who among you would be able to prove that you have not existed before this life? Or who among you absolutely certain that you have come to reincarnate on the earth again, could prove that you have settled your debt with the Father and that you have accumulated merits to your credit.
Okay, we're gonna dump this one, y'all. It's like the level of the redundancy is overwhelming. It keeps saying the same thing over and over. But there's some other stuff in here, right? So what we're doing is we're gonna come back, like I said again, and make put all of these into a PowerPoint, and then it'll be a 7-minute presentation next time or something like that. This time, this is the Bible study, and Bible studies take a little longer, and you have to do a lot more stuff. But we don't mind, huh? We're gaining merits.
The official presentation would be a lot cleaner.
And a lot better. Go ahead with 4, because you already read 4:22 before. Go ahead.
The kingdom of the Father is the inheritance of all his children. It is indispensable to obtain that grace by the merits of your spirit.
Importance. The merits should be getting important. It's the word of the day. If merit ain't the word of the day, then we need to go back to Sesame Street and see how they was choosing words of the day, because let's go on. There's another one. 4:29.
Do not forget, however, that for your joy to be perfect, it is necessary for you to cultivate your merits step by step, so that your spirit comes to me feeling worthy of that divine reward.
Divine reward. Merits, y'all. Need merits. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can change, maybe add that to Hermas Academy. Patience, power, continence, faith, and merits. We teach merits. Maybe I'll tell you what, we can forget about all the patience, power, continence, and faith. It probably, serves humanity better if we just taught them how to get merits. Start where you want, Chris. Don't start up there at 7. Start right here, and
it is necessary to spiritualize yourself to find the divine essence where I am present. It is therefore that I tell you that there is merit in believing this word. Now
I'm taking this one out. It said this is one way to guarantee merit is to believe what you're hearing now. If you're sitting there going, I don't believe this, ain't no merit in that. You know what I'm saying? This is you're listening to an impromptu engineer who reads the Bible way too much for normal society, give you a class from the Third Testament coming from some translation, look like it came right out of the Jehovah Witness camp or somewhere, and if you'll believe it through all of that, you get some merit.
That's some merit.
You get some merit for that. Like that, you came through the fire. Alright, we're looking for the verse that we started on, and we're going to finish it up. Alright, Chris, so what do you think so far as we got to wrap this thing up?
Well, we've obviously been shown the importance of merits, and we've been shown a few ways to gain them.
A few ways to gain them, and we could probably find some other ways to gain some merits and such. But it is highly important stuff, is the gaining of the merits. That might be the key to unlock the door, right? Right. I mean, we find in the Third Testament there's some, there's a lot. There's love is very important. But it look like you can have a lot of love and still not gain the necessary merits, right?
Right. You'll need to put forth some actions also.
All right, there go one highlighted one. Is that the one? Let's go ahead and read that.
To which spirits would come to gain merit in order to reach those spiritual dwelling places that a spirit on its road of elevation must enter after its life.
Yeah. So we're talking about marriage, y'all, and we're wrapping this thing up. We're just making sure we're doing it. Get back to where we started from, so we know we have completed and see what the Third Testament says about gaining merits in order to reach the kingdom of heaven. So in order to get to the kingdom of heaven, it's highly important, and I'm learning it too. I guess it's rote memory kicking in, so I'm going to keep saying it over and over. You've got to have a marriage to get into the kingdom of heaven, right?
Right.
So we can have a class on what is the kingdom of heaven, or we could go recycle one of the many old classes that we've done in churches and YouTube and everywhere else to find out exactly what the kingdom of heaven is. But we don't really have to know what it is. I didn't know what it was until I, got there almost. I used to have hints on what it was, but, it was gaining of these merits that I actually, found out what it actually is. And I think that's important. I think, people can benefit from that. And read it. Go ahead with 40.
Ask and I shall give you, order and I obey, so that you may have another proof of my love and my humility. I ask only that you recognize and do my will, and if you encounter obstacles to fulfillment of your duties, pray and overcome them in my name, and your merits will be the greater.
What do you think? Here's another one as far as compiling what is merits, because it's telling you how to improve your merits, how to increase them. So you got this 5-gallon bucket of merits. How do you swell them up?
How to increase the value?
Yeah. How do you maybe you need to put some tincture on them or something. I don't know. Maybe this is a tincture. All right. Any closing thoughts? Because we got to be coming up on the beginning. You will know all of this. You will see them again. But you should earn merits now, because it might be that when you leave this earth. This is the part where I was talking about, I mentioned that my wife don't really like this, because I told her this one time, and I get in trouble because of stuff I learned here. And when you tell somebody, you know what, I'm about to level up on you, they don't take it too well. But read 39 and see what it says.
But you shall earn merits now, because it might be that when you leave this earth, you will ask in the spiritual realm, where are those whom you expect to find? Talking
about your dead relatives. You out there looking for grandma and your old uncle. Go ahead.
And you will be told that you cannot see them because they are in a higher level.
Higher level.
Do not forget that a long time ago I told you that in the house of my Father there are many mansions. Many mansions, so that means there's different dwelling places, and so that means that, people are leveling up. They are jumping up higher than the rest of us because of their, charitable deeds and, the merits that they're earning. Chris, I might get up there next time where Chris at. Chris long gone. He traveled this road so long ago. I mean, that going. Gaining merits, picking them up, knocking them down. Mm-hmm. Go on, what this say? Earn merits that will permit you to penetrate the unknown with your eyes open to truth.
Okay. Y'all, I'm starting to get scared. We run into memory issues here, and if this thing crashed right now, I promise you I cry. But we right back there at the first one. There it is, Chris.
There it is. But one by one, you shall come to my kingdom on the ladder of love, charity, faith, and merit.
Hermas Academy. Power, patience, continence, and faith. We teach virtue.